It is indeed a pleasure to be, every Saturday I look forward to this television station. It brings some very, very indigenous information that relates to my culture as a Caribbean person, and especially one who is here in North America. CultureShare is very important to us here in North America as a Caribbean people. So I say hail and keep on the good work.
CARLTON MORRELL, the top Caribbean artist from Barbados, has been taking part in over 150 exhibitions since the 1960s, has won over 20 prestigious prizes and citations. A man who is no rabbit in the field of art. Welcome to CultureShare, CARLTON.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have 5 pieces on exhibit here this evening. You'd like to tell us about it?
Okay, the 5 pieces I thought were probably my best collection that would properly identify me as a Caribbean artist, because I say identify because I also do a collection of works that might be somewhat flavorable Afrocentric American as well. These pieces pretty much tell the story of some of the lifestyles and the goings-ons in Barbados and other islands that I might visit from time to time. Goings-ons in such things like the sugarcane harvest, which pretty much tells some of the older plantation activities in the field, which is, as we well know, is not an easy job, but they provided food and certainly a great produce for the island, the upkeep of the island. Other pieces, Wash Day, which represents a woman washing clothes in the old galvanized tub and using what we locally call the juking board.
Right.
That piece, I particularly wanted that piece in here because that's something I find that in Barbados you don't see a lot of now. I'm sure in the other islands there's probably a little bit more of it, but things are kind of modernizing now, and they're picking up too much on the washing machine, you know, staying away from nature. But I like that particular piece for that reason, to sort of remind us of our past and even some of our present. Another piece is called African Lady, and I sometimes call it Tradition. That piece is not in the show, but that piece is representative of a woman with box on her head, generally carrying food stuff, market materials and market food, that kind of thing. Another piece is some children outside of their door getting ready to go play, ball, whatever, and they're like fooling around with one another, that kind of thing. So I think some of those pieces pretty much tell the story of what Barbados and some of our other islands are saying as far as culture and lifestyles of people is concerned.
I am seeing an interesting trend here, because I was just talking to Wayne Clark, and the actual exhibit seemed to reflect an historical sense, an historical nature in the work. If you were living in Barbados, if you were doing this in Barbados, would you have still done it from this historical standpoint?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am really exhibiting in both parts of the world.
The reason I ask that is that I'm getting a sense here, a feeling that the reason why this is done is because there's a feeling among the artists that the Caribbean people, especially those domiciled here in New York and the other big territories in the other parts of North America and Europe, tend to lose the heritage. And so you're here to bring it back, so that posterity can have something rich.
Yeah, well, there's some truth in that, but I think some of the artists in this group are very true to their feelings about the Caribbean lifestyle, whether they're exhibiting here in North America or even back in their homelands. I for sure am exhibiting in Barbados on an ongoing basis. I have about 3 galleries that are carrying my works there. And these works are pretty much what you see here in this particular exhibition. I don't change that much. One of the things that happened to me when I first came here was serious struggling as to decide an identity. I was painting things that relate to Afrocentric America. I was painting street scenes that relate to Brooklyn and what have you. I was fighting within myself to determine who am I as an artist. And then one day it just, look, you are a black man from the Caribbean. You know home better than you know here. Be yourself. And And by that point, I started to just bring the canvases out one after the other.
Well, with 150 exhibitions and over 20 prizes and great citations, I think you have paid your dues, right?
Well, I would like to go a lot further.
The young ones coming up
Yeah.
wanting to be artists. What do you think is a basic requirement that's needed?
Well, that's an interesting point, because somehow I find, generally speaking, young people have a tremendous amount of energy, probably a lot more than we have, but a lot of it is being wasted and lost. I don't know if it is that they have a greater burning desire inside to get instantaneous success and have no patience with the system. That is seen even in our homelands in the Caribbean. Our youngsters, as talented as it may be, they seem to be looking for an instant success, instant cash, instant rewards. And their real nature and their real talents, it's there, but they're hiding away from it.
Carlton, let me say thank you much for being on CultureShare.
It is indeed my pleasure.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
And maybe the next time when I talk to you, you'll let a 150 may turn into 200.
Why not?
Or 250.
Of course.
Thank you so much again.
Okay.
Great.